I know while scrolling online, you've probably seen this video.
Cause y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro? What's up? Hell no! Hey, you good, God? I got police. You good? They calling them now, bro. I got police. I got police.
But I know for sure you never seen this part.
You can't tell a person how to feel when something like this happens. You can't do that. People can sit up and judge me all they want. I got the right to feel the way I felt. And I still feel the same way I felt. One thing I know for sure, the person that killed my brother, he knew him. And I know that for sure.
Kevin Watson was shot and killed while streaming on Facebook Live in front of thousands of people. And now his brother is speaking out about exactly what he thinks happened.
When he got shot, I seen people faking like they was trying to help. They really wasn't. Instead of a motherfucker putting pressure on his wound, they was going in his pockets. After that shit happened, I watched that video 1,000 times. And I seen so much that was wrong. That area where he's from, nobody had the balls to come up there and pull a stunt like that without help. He got backdoored. Go find these people that did this. This was a case that went worldwide. Thank you. This was a case that went worldwide.
2 million, over 2 million views. Every single outlet that I can think of covered it. And he was also on Facebook Live. So how much more evidence
do you need? Shit was swept under the rug. Ain't nobody else said nothing else about it. But let something happen over there. Guess what they'll say? I did it. Because I feel a certain type of way. And I expect it. But I don't do nothing. You don't gotta worry about me doing nothing. One thing I know for sure. The person that killed my brother, he knew him. And I know that for sure. Without a doubt in my mind.
How does that make you feel?
How did it make me feel? Well, it make me want to turn this city upside down.
Thank you so much for joining me on my show. It's the Drea Show. I hate that it's under these circumstances.
Definitely.
But for all those that aren't familiar with who you are and where you're from.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, born and raised in the 5100 block of Adams Street. Born and raised over there my whole life. It was 5 of us, 2 sisters, 3 brothers. And, we grew up rough, used to work in my granddaddy owned a hardware store back in the day. And me and my brother Tugg, we used to work in that hardware store. That's where a lot of people know, like, oh, y'all the kids that worked in the hardware store. Used to be right across the street from Smith and Thomas Funeral Home. So we worked in that hardware store as kids, and that's really where we got our foundation from of, learning how to be men from my granddaddy. My daddy, he was around, but he wasn't, he wasn't around, but my granddaddy was the one who really, But yeah, born and raised on the west side of Chicago. Little bit about me, I'm Leslie Watson, known as Money Boo. The thing is, with the hate in the city of Chicago, with this situation with my brother, it bothered me so much because I don't understand why. Like, what was the reason why everything even transpired? Like, what did you gain from it? I can see, like, if it was something that he actually did. A lot of people don't know, we actually helped the community. Mm-hmm. We looked out for the youth. We would buy the kids clothes and stuff. We see the kids coming down the street, they ain't got no shoes and clothes, we buy them clothes and stuff. And we didn't go posting this shit on the internet trying to show everything we did, because if you got to show on the internet that you helping somebody, you ain't really helping. You doing the shit for show. We didn't do that. We did a lot of stuff to help the youth, help the kids. I just don't understand why would somebody come take that away. Not only did you take him from his son, but you took away the good work he was doing in the community. Yeah, okay, granted, he sold weed. So what? You know, weed is legal. You know, it's the same stuff that we used to get locked up for, which is now illegal. I know homies that's been locked up for this shit for, what, 10 years for weed, but now it's legal because those other people say it's legal. You know what I'm saying? So as long as people can make money off our backs, it's legal. That's just the way life go. But no, I just be trying to understand certain things, especially with our people, because we seem to hate each other the most. Ain't no real love in the city no more. You know, it used to be, I remember back in the day when it used to be like the fifis on the block, what they used to call the fifi, where people could come out in the middle of the street, shut the street down and have fun. You can't do that no more in Chicago, because you got somebody that's riding around like, oh, I'm trying to catch a op. I'm trying to catch a hat. You got some of the older people out here with the dumb shit too, you know what I mean? Like, it's just sad, but yeah, just trying to understand a lot of things, why things happen. So
your brother, Kevin Tugg Watson, talk to me about the life of your brother and what exactly happened that day. Where were you when all of that happened? Because the video has about 2 million views, over 2 million views right now on Facebook. And he was on live the last time everyone saw him. So let's talk a little bit about his life and what happened that day.
So that day, I went to an event. And I met him out. When I got done with the event, I seen him, because I was gonna keep going. Because I normally ride down just to hit the horn and say what's up to him, because I don't really like to stop over in that area and really show my face. So I seen him, I got out, I had both of my kids with me at the time, my son and my daughter. When I pull up, he picks my girl up, throw her in the air. She needed to use the bathroom, but they wouldn't let us use, the gas station wouldn't let her use the bathroom. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna spend all this money in the damn community, you can't even use the bathroom. So we had to go to a store. Next door was no problem, no issues. That day, me and him was walking and we was joking. We was walking and we was joking. And he asked me to give him some money because he didn't want to go home, because he wanted to purchase some wheels for his old school. And I'm joking with him. I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing in my pocket. So I probably got about 1,900, 2,000. He's like, all right, give me that. I'm like, hell no. Like, no, because your ass gonna want to give me money back. Like, you know, that's how little brothers is. So when I handed him that money, that was the last time that I seen him. When I handed him that money, the last vision I got of him was when I was pulling off. My sister was pulling up. And my other sister was pulling up. I said, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta drop Bryce off to practice so he don't get in trouble with the coach. My brother was sitting on a crate up against the wall. He was twirling some dice. I said, all right, I'll be back in a few hours. It took me about an hour, 10 minutes, hour, 15 minutes to get home. I get a call. Telling me to get back on Madison Street. I said, what's going on? I don't even know how the person got my number. They say, they just shot Tugg. I'm like, what? I'm saying to myself, like, damn, again? It just, you know, it wasn't the first time. I'm like, damn, again? So I say, all right. Said, all right, you gonna be good. I tell my son, daughter, we was already going out the door. Come on, y'all, I'm rushing. Come on, y'all, I gotta go. Hey, what's wrong? What's wrong, Dad? I said, I gotta go. When I got to the garage, it was like, he said something to me like, they backdoored me. And the crazy thing is, them same words, they backdoored me, is the same words when he got shot. He said, when my cousin that worked in the liquor store went to try to help him. I don't know what the fuck that was. Them same exact words. And I thought I was tweaking. But he wasn't no gangster. He wasn't no harmful person. He was a chill dude. All he wanted was some money. His ultimate goal was get him some money, take care of his son Juju. And, you know, he liked women. You know what I mean? I mean, can't knock a man for, you know, that's it, you know. So, but that disturbing call really changed everything for me. But what more so hurt me was the lies. The lies hurt me because people told me they wasn't around. But the whole time, they was around. I asked questions that night. After we left the hospital, I went, of course, I asked questions. People told me they wasn't around. Then I see a video, the same people telling me that they're not around. They was around. So now, in my mind, I'm thinking, what the fuck is your purpose for lying to me? Why lie about it? If you ain't got nothing to hide, why lie about it? So, I remind you, going back to when I handed him that money, it was people that seen me hand him money. He had already told me he had about $3,500 in his pocket. He just didn't want to go home. And he didn't feel like arguing or whatever. He didn't feel like arguing with the significant other, whatever. He already had money in his pocket. So I gave him $2,000. It's about $3,500 he got in his pocket, and people see this. You know, they know because his pocket's always bulging out. So when he got shot, I seen people faking like they was trying to help. They really wasn't. Instead of a motherfucker putting pressure on his wound, they was going in his pockets. They went in his pockets, flipped his pockets inside out. He on the ground struggling to fucking breathe. And the first thing a motherfucker think is to do is go in his pockets. So, of course, I feel some type of way. I felt some type of way. And I still feel some type of way. Because for somebody to say, I know if I'm in a situation like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm worried about you. I'm not worried about what's in your fucking pockets. Not worried about what's in your pockets. I'm trying to help you. Remind you, these people we grew up with. This ain't no strangers. And I watched that video 1,000 times. Because I didn't get a chance I wasn't watching his live when he was on it. Because I was getting the kids ready. But after that shit happened, I watched that video 1,000 times. And I seen so much that was wrong. That area where he's from, nobody had the balls to come up there and pull a stunt like that without help. That's why I knew like he told me. He got backdoored. And he also knew his killer. I realized that from the video too. He knew his killer. I wish he could reveal it. I wish he could reveal it. Because it's the thing. What made me realize he knew his killer, when he looked up, his lip was trembling at first. Somebody said, "Give me the chain." His lip was trembling. He recognized who it was.
Hell no!
He said, "Hell no." Got out of the car and went to whoop him. They knew they was gonna have to use a gun because he kind of big, and he will beat your ass. That's what that's what he known for. He will whoop you. So I can understand, but what they did, they tried to make it seem like that shit was about a chain. It wasn't about no fucking chain. I want the world to know that. That shit wasn't about no fucking chain. That was an overlay for the underplay. Send somebody to try to rob him, make it look like chain, woo, call them up for some weed, whatever. Boom, we're gonna bust this motherfucker move, woo, woo, woo. They succeeded. Congratulations. They succeeded. Congratulations. The real reason is they wanted that block. Certain people wanted that block. And you did all that and still didn't get the fucking block. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I was hurt and I was upset in that whole situation. I went on live and I said some things, but I never said I was gonna hurt nobody. But what I did say, so whoever the nigga was that got out on my brother, they was already sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes. Since when do a motherfucker pull up there and sit for 10 minutes with tinted windows and don't nobody wash their car? Since when? Motherfucker pull up with tinted windows and don't nobody wash the car. Since when? Anytime a motherfucker ever been somewhere and you know it's shit going on, a motherfucker like, wash that car. It was so many of you bitch ass niggas out there on that camera. None of you niggas said, wash that car. You niggas knew what was gonna happen. And y'all waited. Y'all waited. I watched the video. I don't need no more motherfucking proof. You niggas waited. Don't nobody be over there. We're gonna make that a memorial for him. That's no longer a block that nobody should be hustling on, trying to stand on. Go get you a fucking job. That shit over with. And I meant what I said. I meant what I said. The city of Chicago Police Department, they're not helping. I haven't heard nothing since he passed away. They still got his jewelry, his phone. Won't even give it to my family. My sister tried to go get the stuff, his belongings. They still saying they're using it for investigation. I don't even want them to investigate, because at the end of the day, I get it. It's just certain things, I think about. Police officers. Not all police officers bad, but I noticed the officer when I was at the hospital, when they pulled us in a room to let us know that he had passed. As we was walking out, the first thing the officer said to me, like, "Oh, I know Tugg. He was good. I remember when he was younger, he had a shootout with one of the officers." And I knew then, just from hearing that statement, they wasn't going to investigate that case. I knew they weren't going to investigate that case because it's like, It's like I look at the police as a gang. You know what I mean? Only difference about their gang is they stick together. No matter what area they're from, they stick together. They one gang. You know, just my opinion. Okay. But that officer said that I knew then wasn't nothing gonna happen. I felt it because why would you bring up something that happened when he was a kid? And that whole situation, like, you know, even when he was a kid, you know, he got locked up for it. He got locked up when he was 12 years old. He came back out when he was like 26, 27. He was gone his whole childhood. Over a situation because some officer kept messing with him. And I was there, like the officer would pull up and throw water on him, you know, they be going back and forth, and then the officer gets serious, and then he tell him I'm gonna kill you. So he don't know what you know. So they had maybe he was young though, you know. And like, you know, he was young, you know. When you're young, you don't know.
He was a minor.
Yeah, he was a minor, you know. But he went and did his time for that. But for some reason, they seem to remember that. I guess they never forget, right? They seem to remember that. But I knew nothing was gonna get investigated. I knew they wasn't gonna find the person. I knew they don't really have an interest to do that. So to this day, I ain't heard nothing about nothing. Not a call saying, hey, we looking into this, we looking into that, nothing. And it's fine. I know, I get it. I'm not even expecting them to do nothing no more. It ain't gonna bring him back. They don't bring him back. But the fact of knowing that all this shit was over a funky ass block, it ain't even making no money. Let's just be honest. It ain't even making no money. And everybody that's trying to make some money off that block, hear me and hear me clear. If you ain't got you no money by now, find something else to do. Because getting Tugg out the way was not the best move to feel like you're going to take over a block. That shit dead. It's over with. I'm going to put a mural up there on the side of the wall. It's over with. So, I'm not no harmful person. Anybody that know me know I'm a family man. But this shit right here, it's hurt. It's hurt. We 11 months apart. You didn't go nowhere without seeing Tugg, without seeing Boo. The hate, to take somebody's life, pretend like you God, and then do the shit for nothing, absolutely nothing. Nah. See, don't nobody else care. Because don't nobody feel the pain I feel. But I care. I care. So, I don't expect nobody, like, I don't expect no sympathy from nobody. None of that. I'm not a sympathy person. I've never been the type of person to expect sympathy. But I did want to see, I'm the type of person, I'd have rather seen whoever did it locked up than to see him dead. And the reason being, because I know once you get your ass in that jail, it was so much love for Tugg. I know once you get your ass in that jail, somebody gonna play with your booty. You know?
They're gonna get you.
They're gonna get you. Somebody gonna do something to you. It's a fact. So, you know, and what people don't understand is, yeah, that's my little brother. But I'm not the only person that loved him. I'm not the only person that loved him. So are people worried about me? I'm not even the person that gotta worry about doing nothing. I got my own thing going on. I got my family, my kids. I'm doing my music, That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on my music. So, you know, I hear the rumors. People thinking I'm gonna do this and I'm not gonna do nothing. I don't have to. We're adults. I don't have to do nothing. Only thing I gotta do is continue what I've been doing, which is taking care of my family.